I'm Newell, and I am hoping with your vote to be the next president of this great country we live in. I was born in Orlando, Florida, and raised in Port St. Lucie, Florida. I have attended schools such as River's Edge, Oak Hammock, Palm Point, and Central High School. I have always excelled at school. I have also been involved in school activities such as soccer, volleyball, swimming, and dance. My commitment to this country goes so deep that I have gone on mission trips to other states to help them in whatever way I could. I believe with your vote, we can make this country the best it can be. A vote for me is a vote in the right direction. There are many issues that this country has to deal with, but there are some that I feel are more prominent than others, and I feel that I can solve these problems. I would like to start out with the issue of public transportation. The issue here is either that there is not enough, the ones we have do not run well or look kept up, or the issue of price. I propose, if elected, that we would use some money to purchase more buses and fix and clean the ones we currently have right now. I would also like to lower the price by a tiny bit of change. By doing this, I believe more citizens would take the bus, and that means more money for the economy and for the public transportation system. Speaking of the economy, another issue I plan on fixing is that of higher minimum wage. If elected, I will raise minimum wage to a respectable amount. I believe working in some place such as a fast food place should not be some deep hole you will never be able to get out of. We all live in America and we all have the right to make a good life for ourselves and our family. This is very hard to do when you are making $8 an hour. In fact, it is almost impossible. I propose to raise it to an amount that people will actually be able to live off of. Throughout my life, I have been to several schools, and at every single one, there was always standardized testing and a lot of it. If you elect me as your next president, I will reduce the amount of standardized testing in our schools. I do not wish to eliminate all standardized testing because it is helpful in finding out where students need the most help, but there comes a point where too much becomes harmful. I would propose that we have one standardized test at the beginning of the school year and one close to the end of the school year. The rest is up to the teachers to see where the students need help. I believe by doing this, it will take the stress off of the teachers' shoulders and also that of the students. Currently in this country, we are having a problem with police officers in the community, specifically the Black community. As we have all seen on the news or heard on the radio, most of the time these officers get a slap on the wrist and paid leave until it is all figured out, even though the crime they committed was absolutely horrendous. If I am elected, there would be no more of this foolishness. I would make sure that every police officer accused of such horrible crimes was immediately sent home with no pay till we figure out what happened. I would also not allow them to get away with these crimes if they did end up doing them. Currently in this country, there is no excuse for what these officers are doing. Black lives do matter. Another issue that I'm very passionate about is the issue of legalizing medical and personal use of marijuana. If you elect me as the next leader of this country, I will legalize the use of marijuana. I believe the use of cannabis can be very helpful to people fighting a type of illness or disease. All the way from chronic headaches to seizure disorders, the use of marijuana can relieve pain and stress. Even with illnesses as strong and fast-growing as cancer, the use of cannabis can really help people. I would also legalize it for personal use. In my eyes, I believe that if cigarettes, alcohol, and even coffee are legal, then so should marijuana. Every year in this country, 88,000 people die from alcohol, but only about 4,000 people die from marijuana. I would like to also note that these people did not die specifically from taking the drug, but because of what they did while on the drug. Also, by legalizing marijuana, it will create jobs and raise money for the economy. If elected, one of my first orders of business will be to legalize personal use and medical use of marijuana. Ready? Yeah. Finally, the last issue I would like to bring up is that of hunger in this country. According to feedingamerica.org, in 2014, 48.1 million Americans lived in food insecure households. This statistic is beyond unacceptable. I propose that we put money, time, and effort into finding a solution to this problem. It is inexcusable that in the United States of America we have children that are going home and not eating anything for days at a time. We must find a solution not only for the adults but for the future of this country. If I become the next president of this country, I promise to make all of these changes and more. I promise that I will listen to the needs of this country. I promise I will make this country better than what it already is. I promise to make this country great. So I ask all of you, when it comes time to vote, that you vote for me, Kaitlyn and Newell. A vote for me is a vote in the right direction. God bless you all.
Hey guys, I hope you liked the video Kaylee made for me. I like to take this time to personally go over the main issues in my campaign for you guys. The first thing that we talk about in my speech is public transportation, and I would also like to add to that hunger in our country. People that fall below or on the poverty line often struggle with these problems. If I was your president, I would definitely make this better by reaching out to lower income neighborhoods and creating programs to provide lower bus fares as well as discounted food at local markets. My views on Black Lives Matter is very simple. I believe Black lives do matter as well as every other life in our country. Recently in media, it seems to look like police have been targeting Black lives. If I was to become your next president, I would enforce that all officers on duty wear a body camera. In that case, that any arrest they make, it must be plain and they can tell exactly what happened. Therefore, we cannot have any more harassment or violence towards a specific gender or race. Standardized testing has become a problem for many students, parents, and even some teachers. In my future presidency, if you elect me, I will definitely guarantee that standardized testing will be decreased and practical skills lab for students and teachers will be increased. Legalizing marijuana has been the talk of the country for the past few years for both medical and personal use. My belief is that it should be legalized federally. I would leave it up to the states to determine the tax as well as the distributing process of marijuana. I truly believe marijuana is more beneficial to humans than it is hurtful. Many people have realized that it helps with headaches up to even cancer treatment. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you vote in the right direction. Vote Kaitlyn Newell for your next president.